Those new details in that deadly shooting spree in Georgia. The shooter in that rampage at 3 spas has now been charged with 8 counts of murder. As we learn more about how police tracked him down, Steve Osunsami is in Atlanta with the latest. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, Robin. There are a lot of intense discussions here about potential hate crimes and whether those possible hate crimes will be against women, Asians, or both. Authorities in Georgia this morning say that the accused gunman who killed 8 people here is admitting to the shootings.
Some guy came in and took the gun, so everybody heard the gunshot.
Georgia investigators say that 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long, a white man who they've now charged, is guilty of the deadliest mass murder since 2019. Officers say they were able to track him down thanks to his parents, who saw these surveillance pictures and told police that this was him. Police were then able to track his cell phone and caught up with him south of Atlanta. They believe if they hadn't stopped him, he would have continued driving to Florida, gunning down more victims.
We were contacted by members of the family indicating that maybe their son. They're very distraught, and they were very helpful in this apprehension.
Police say he killed 8 people at 3 spas in the Atlanta area. 6 of his 8 alleged victims were Asian women.
We need to make sure if we have any Asian spas, we need to be checking on them.
Investigators say that based on their interviews, the attack was more about violence against women.
We are not about to get into victim blaming, victim shaming here.
And less about race. They say the spas he attacked were businesses he visited before.
He apparently has an issue, what he considers a sex addiction, and sees these locations as something that allows him to go to these places, and it's a temptation for him that he wanted to eliminate.
Police have not yet ruled this out as a hate crime. The killings come at a time when violence against Asian Americans is growing, thanks in part to racist tropes surrounding the coronavirus. Overnight, thousands showed up at vigils across the country to mourn this loss of life. It's a show of support from a community that is terrified and doing something about it. Also this morning, the spokesperson for the sheriff's office. There are a lot of concerns about this statement, which many feel appears to sympathize with the shooter and not his alleged victims.
I spoke with investigators that interviewed him this morning, and they got that impression that, yes, he understood the gravity of it, and he was pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope, and yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
A number of these women who were killed were Korean immigrants, and the Korean consulate tells us this morning that they are working to get their bodies sent back to their families for funerals. Robin.
We are continuing to think of those families. But Steve, going back to what that officer who described this tragedy as, quote, a bad day for the shooter, many outraged. Not only did they feel that he was sympathizing with the shooter, but empathizing with him, Steve.
People were screaming about this at the 24-hour spas last night. It's upset a great deal of people of all colors who feel that that the police aren't on the side, based on that statement, of the Asian victims in this case. But I did talk with police who say that, they wish that this officer had used different words, and they believe what he was saying is what the alleged shooter told investigators, that he was trying to repeat that and basically didn't use the right words. I will tell you that lawmakers, Asian lawmakers here in Georgia, are reacting to this. They're going down to the State House today to talk with other lawmakers about what needs to be done to better protect these populations.
Yes,
Robin.
because bad choice of words, no. A lot of people did not feel, as you said, that was the case, but glad that people are going to look into that. And the outrage that many felt hearing that, can only think about what the families were feeling when they heard that. All right, Steve, thank you. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.